Hey guys, here's today's question, which is all about patterns. This question is worth 20 marks in total, 10 for part A and 10 for part B. In part A, we're given two terms and told that this is a linear sequence. First of all, let's write down the definition of a linear sequence. A linear sequence is a sequence of numbers where the first difference is always the same. This means that the difference between any two numbers that are next to each other is a constant. In this question, we're given the second and the sixth term. So to find the missing terms, we must first find the first difference. Since the first difference is the same, the gaps between each term is the same. Since there is 4 gaps between the second term and the sixth term, we know that we must add 4 of the first differences to the second term to get the sixth term. In other words, the difference between the sixth term and the second term is 4 first differences. So let's find the difference between the sixth and the second term. By using subtraction, we find that the difference between the second and the sixth term is 76. Since we know that this is 4 first differences, we can divide this number by 4 to find the first difference. When we do this, we get an answer of 19, which is the first difference. So to find the third, fourth and fifth terms, we can just add 19 to the previous term, starting from 40. Now that we've found the third, fourth and fifth terms, we need to find the first term by taking 19 away from 40. Now we found all the terms in the sequence and get our 10 marks for part A. Moving on to part B, we're given a quadratic sequence and told that one of the terms is incorrect. Like we did for the linear sequence in part A, we'll write down the definition of a quadratic sequence. In a quadratic sequence, the second difference is always the same. This means that unlike a linear sequence, the first difference in a quadratic sequence is not always the same. To find out which term is incorrect, we need to find the second difference. So to start off, let's write down the first differences for this sequence. After writing out the first differences for the terms, we can already see that there's something wrong, seeing as we have 2 of the same first differences here. However, now let's write down the second differences, which is the difference of the first differences, and this will show us which term is wrong. We can see that the first 2 second differences are 2, but then the third one is 3. So let's correct this. When we do this, it has a knock-on effect on the first differences, because the difference between 5 and 8 is not 2, it's 3. So we must change the 8. Now we get an answer of +7 for the first difference, which then has a knock-on effect on the sequence, seeing as the difference between 14 and 22 is not 7, so we must adjust this. Now we get a new term, which is 21, but we're going to have to readjust the first and second differences again, since we changed one of the terms. When we do this, we find that our new second difference is 2 for every term. So now the sequence must be correct. After writing our new terms into the boxes, we get the full 10 marks for part B. And that's our question finished. I hope you guys found the solution video helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again.